My mom kicked me out of my house to tell the truth, and I bounced in and out of guys' houses in high school.
In case you haven't heard about that before, Jimmy Butler's rise to NBA stardom sounds pretty much like something out of a Hollywood script. But during his basketball career, he has become one of the best two-way players in the league. Jimmy Butler did not really have the typical upbringing growing up. He actually faced many challenges, but didn't let that stop him from pursuing a basketball career. But we'll talk about that in detail pretty soon. So let's see the 10 things you didn't know about Jimmy Butler. Number 10. Homeless time. When Butler was 13 years old, his mother kicked him out of the house, and he was left without a home. During his high school time, he bounced around from different friends' houses until his senior year. That's when he developed a relationship with Michelle Lambert, who opened up her home to him. Butler became close friends with Lambert's son, and he would stay over often before he officially moved in. In one particular article, he even talked about how Lambert was a big help in his life. They accepted me into their family, and it wasn't because of basketball. Butler said about Lambert and her family, "She was just very loving. She just did stuff like that. I couldn't believe it." He did not have the normal life that some teenagers had, but he did not use that as an excuse. He understood that what happened to him helped him become the man and player that he is today. Before Butler entered the league, he told ESPN in a pre-draft interview that he's not upset about what happened to him when he was younger. "Please, I know you're going to write something. I'm just asking you, don't write it in a way that makes people feel sorry for me," Butler said. "I hate that. There's nothing to feel sorry about. I love what happened to me. It made me who I am. I'm grateful for my challenges that I faced. Please don't make them feel sorry for me." Some NBA players never experienced what Butler went through, and he's learned a lot growing up. His past has helped him develop into one of the most fearless competitors in the game and a high-level NBA player. Number 9. Fear of water. If Jimmy Butler has any huge weakness, it's water. Most American basketball players are probably glad to be staying on a luxury cruise ship during the Olympics, but not Jimmy Butler. While most athletes stay in the Olympic Village, the U.S. basketball teams are staying on a ship called the Silver Cloud. And it sounds pretty cool until you hear that Butler is terrified of water. He apparently hates water so much that he asked for a room without a view. Besides that fact, several years ago, for a piece produced by ESPN, Butler took a canoe out on Minnesota Lake. He admitted he's unable to swim, and his worst fear was realized when the canoe tipped over and he fell in. Butler was in comically shallow water, and all that was hurt was his pride. And 2 years after that, Butler tried to get in the water again, this time in the ocean near Miami. Despite loudly protesting throughout the experience, he managed to not fall in the water. Butler provided an honest but impossible to disagree with assessment of how he handled being in water. "Man, let me tell you something. I know what I'm good at, and being in water, I'm not good at." Number 8. Big Face Coffee Shop. It's pretty clear that Butler possesses thousands of talents and work ethic on the court, right? Well, he seems to possess some solid business instincts as well. To finish the 2019-2020 campaign, the NBA decided to relocate inside a bubble. Teams headed down to Walt Disney World and began to isolate themselves inside of the resort campus. While there are worse fates than living in a hotel for a few months, the situation does contain some new challenges. One of those challenges, it seems, is getting a good cup of coffee. Butler brought his French press, along with some other gear, to Orlando, and, in addition to getting his own caffeine fix, stumbled upon a bit of a side hustle. He opened up the Big Face Coffee Shop, selling espresso drinks for $20 a piece. Number 7. PreGame Ritual. His pregame ritual with 76ers equipment manager Scott Rigo may be a bit much, however. But before every game, Rigo plants himself in Butler's seat in the locker room, and Butler tells him to get the F out of his seat. Seriously, this is all in good humor, but at the same time, it's just about the most Jimmy Butler thing ever. Well, in case you've been wondering what his secret for talent is, now you know it. And as many athletes have their own pregame meals, this is what Butler has to say about that. "It depends. I'm from the South, so I'll eat cereal, but then after a shoot-around, before the game, I'll eat some pancakes or some grits. Before the game, it's normally Chipotle, truthfully." Number 6. His workout. This is how you achieve success in the new age of NBA fitness. You start work hours before all other NBA legends have rolled out of bed. And Jimmy Butler's day is all about training. Butler's 4 a.m. workouts puts him at the forefront of this revolution, kicking off an entire day devoted to complete basketball readiness. It's a rhythm, it's a routine, and I don't skip any of it, he says. I don't skip any steps of the process. Every hour is mapped out, beginning with the workout, then progressing to cryo chamber recovery, agility training, and time on the court. And when his body is resting, his mind revs up, studying game tapes and honing strategic thinking via games like dominoes. Even sleep is strictly programmed. Butler targets 9 hours of shut-eye, which means lights out by 7 p.m. He preps for that sleep 3 hours earlier with herbal tea, a ban on all screens, and a cold air diffuser. I eat when I'm supposed to eat. I sleep when I'm supposed to sleep, says Butler. I play dominoes when I'm supposed to do that. Number 5, moccasins. Did you know that Butler has over 525 pairs of shoes? When he was asked about his huge sneaker collection in an interview, at first he jokingly told the network to take down the image of his shoes that was flashed on the screen during the interview. But when asked if he was proud of the collection shown in the picture, he said, "I love my brand and my sneakers. They always take great care of me, and that's how it looks when you're with the Jordan brand." He said that one of his favorite shoes is the Air Jordan 12 Low, but he wears a pair of Air Jordan 1s the most. He even mentioned that he doesn't really pay attention to the price of the sneaker. "I just like sneakers, to tell the truth," he says. But he likes to wear moccasins at home. "I've got some moccasins I have in the house. True story," he said. "The little brown ones that you slide your feet in, got some of those. But other than that, it's really all Jordan. I rep that brand. I don't wear too many Nikes. That's it. I'm a Jordan guy, head to toe. Unless I got on moccasins." Number 4, inspired by Wahlberg. Jimmy Butler takes his inspiration from Mark Wahlberg, who wakes up in the wee hours of the morning, and while Butler has slightly modified the actor's routine, he's still aiming for the same goal. "I've never seen nobody work like that dude. And to have everything, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful family, all the money in the world, yada yada yada. But that man gets up and grinds like he has nothing." When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, if I want to get where he is in my craft, it only makes sense to do what he's doing. "I took off from there," Butler explained. Number 3, Michael Jordan's illegitimate son. Have you ever heard the one about Jimmy Butler being the illegitimate son of Michael Jordan? Yeah, that's an actual rumor that's been circulating for years, and a few people still believe it to be true. Yes, Jimmy Butler once had an endorsement deal with Jordan Brand, an agreement that endured earlier this year. And yes, both once played for the Chicago Bulls, and Butler once helped out a Jordan youth basketball camp. But how does that mean that he can be Jordan's illegitimate son? Back in February 2016, Terrence Owens claimed he received an anonymous tip claiming that Jordan was indeed Butler's father. But can we please leave that in the past? It's not the truth. Number 2, fish tank. Well, if Jimmy Butler wants a fish tank, that doesn't mean that he wants some ordinary regular fish tank. He wants a boombox fish tank. And that's just what the host of Animal Planet's Tanked gave him. This aqua monstrosity is a 600-gallon saltwater-filled beast. It even has wireless speakers, so Butler's fish can jam out when he's on the road. Song of choice for his underwater friends? Number 1, he hates TJ Warren. Jimmy Butler and NBA bubble phenom TJ Warren have a nasty beef that dates back to the last season. They genuinely hate each other. On January 8, 2020, the Miami Heat visited the Indiana Pacers for a regular season game between Eastern Conference contenders. In the middle of the third quarter, Warren and Butler got tangled up on a Butler drive to the hoop. Warren grabbed Butler's arm in the lane, and Butler wasn't happy with the cheap shot. The two got into each other's faces and exchanged some harsh words. There were plenty of F-bombs thrown around between the two, and both teams were forced to separate them. Butler called Warren effing trash, and Warren signaled for Butler to meet him in the back hallway to fight. Warren was eventually thrown out of the game, and Butler blew him a kiss as he walked off court. The beef didn't start and stop on the court, though. The hatred spilled over to the locker room as Butler unleashed fury against Warren in his post-game press conference. What do you think about Jimmy Butler? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from us. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for